On the opening drive, throwing an interception, just in the right place at the right time there.
Pittsburgh needed something to spark this team on the road against a probably a better opponent, we have to imagine. Even though both teams coming in 0-1, Eric Price is under center for Pittsburgh. They start at the 42-yard line up Canton. A handoff. Nope, it's a fake out left, and that is a big completion to Connor Weston, who was the big target for Pittsburgh last week with 9 catches and 128 yards. He continues his role in week 2.
He ran a great route, found himself wide open. Can't leave somebody that wide open on the sideline.
Kanye Rockefeller with the stop to save a touchdown. Otherwise, that would have been 6 on the board right away. Eric Price is back under center with 2 behind him. Tight end on the near side, 2 receivers in the game. And he is pressured and sacked. That is going to be a 5-yard loss. And wow, Jabril Curse just right in there. That is his 2nd sack of the season.
And they had pretty good field position, and they just came off the line untouched. I think the offensive line's got to do a better job.
That's how you bounce back. Canton is they have returned the vast majority of the roster. Their secondary has turned over a little bit, but they've returned a lot of amazing players. 2nd and 15, drops back to pass. It is thrown into double coverage and hits the ground safely. Dangerous throw, broken up by Kanye Rockefeller. 2 great plays by him on this drive.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a dangerous pass. I mean, double teamed in the end zone. Lucky that wasn't a pick going the other way.
Eric Price did not throw an interception in last week's game, but also did not throw a touchdown. So we'll see if that changes in this one. We have Devin Lloyd in motion. He was their 2nd biggest target last week. 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Back to pass again, 3rd and 15. A lot of time, but he's chased out of the pocket and has to slide. Only 5-yard gain. It's going to be 4th and 10, and Pittsburgh's going to have to march out their field goal unit to try to put some points on the board. 35-yard attempt coming up.
Give credit to that secondary from Canton. There was no one open, and he had all day to throw it and still couldn't find an open receiver.
And Pittsburgh does indeed convert. That is Adam Vinatieri, no relation. Don't worry about it. It is up and good. Rochelle, are you surprised that Pittsburgh turned it over and got on the board first?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Canton started out with their run game. I thought they would keep using it. They decided to go the air. As soon as they went to the air, it was a pick.
So Canton will get the ball again. This is another short kick, returned from about the 15-yard line, and it is up just past where it was before. So they started the last drive at the 36. That's Bob Long up to the 38-yard line. So again, great field position, but Scar Patterson just cannot turn the ball over. He had 2 interceptions last week. His QBR kind of in the middle of the road. Another pick tonight, so that's 3 total for the season. Not the kind of start that he wanted. We have 2 receivers on the near side, 2 behind Scar Patterson. And obviously, receiver up on the far side as well. A pitch out. This is to Robert Johnson, who gets a first down. What a great pitch out to the right side. Good 11-yard gain.
And the key for Pittsburgh is to stop Robert Johnson and Logan Lee from carrying the ball and getting these huge chunks of yards at a time. If they can do that, they can win. But you can't let them run loose all night long.
Absolutely. It is a tall order for Pittsburgh to stop one of the best backfields in football. We have 1st and 10 from a midfield, and that is, of course, Logan Lee for about 3 yards. Scar Patterson is under center. We have Robert Johnson, Logan Lee, and Bill Cherry all sharing a backfield. Ryan Owens, Andrew Gibson, Al Dillapre Sr., Bob Lung are your receivers. Talon Steele is your tight end. Max Van Linga, Adam Chance, Girth Lord, and Kiara Kilgannon are your offensive linemen. We have a man in motion. And a handoff to Robert Johnson with a spin move, but stopped just before the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd and short.
That was Canton right now. I would just keep running the ball until they can actually stop you.
Yeah, why not? These two wonderful running backs, and obviously Bill Cherry is another bruiser in the backfield. It's 3rd and inches. Another handoff. Wow, a huge hole for Logan Lee, and that is a first down and much more. Pittsburgh maybe expecting an interior run or a short pass. They were not ready for that. Logan Lee with a huge play. Bill Cherry leading the charge. It gets a block downfield to spring Logan.
Yeah, Logan Lee is definitely more dangerous on the outside. Robert Johnson's more dangerous on the inside. He's definitely a power back. Logan Lee's more finesse style. So
another handoff here to Robert Johnson. He gets 3 on the play. Obviously, they've decided to go back to what is so good for this Canton Classics team. It is the run game. Don't force something for Scar Patterson. That throw down the field was almost maybe a measuring stick of what Pittsburgh was going to give them in the secondary. They have completely changed their game plan in this drive. And again, it's Logan Lee breaking tackles. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Once again, if I was Canton, I wouldn't panic here. I'd go to the ground one more time.
Yeah, certainly. If Pittsburgh is kind of giving them soft looks in the run game, why not? We have 2 tight ends, 2 behind Scar Patterson. It is another handoff to Robert Johnson, but he is dropped about a yard before the first down. We'll see what Canton decides to do here, but my guess is they're going to march Rob Ems out for a field goal attempt.
A good old Money Ems. Doesn't miss very often.
No, he doesn't. He did not miss last week. He was 1 for 1. It was a short field goal. This one's a little bit longer, and this one is up and good. So Canton ties it up about halfway through the quarter. It was an impressive drive until it kind of stalled out there.
Yep, and they went back to their run game, which I like for Canton to do. If this passing, that gets them in trouble.
Canton going to kick the ball off. We're going to see the River Hogs and Eric Price try it again. And that is out the back of the end zone for him. So Pittsburgh will start at the 20-yard line. First and 10, 2 split backs, 2 receivers on the near side. Eric Price is going to drop back to pass, and that's a swing pass to the outside. That is to Mike Churchill. We have Eric Price under center with Mike Churchill and BB Bolitz are your running backs. Cooper Allen's your fullback. Devin Lloyd, Ben Harrison, Connor Weston are your receivers. Keith Wheeler is a tight end. Rachel Minner, Bruce White, and Taylor Minner are on your offensive line for Pittsburgh.
Bunch of Minner's on that line.
Yes. Keith Wheeler goes in motion to the far side, and it is a handoff. This time to BB Bolitz, who gets a first down. BB Bolitz, you may remember him from Pittsburgh's minor league team. He was a star for them alongside the Motor City V8's quarterback, King Jackson. So BB Bolitz coming back to Pittsburgh in a sense and getting a first down there, setting up a 1st and 10 at the 33. It's a toss out to Churchill this time, who gets about 2 yards on that carry. Stopped behind the line. Kanye Rockefeller all over the place in this game.
He definitely is. He's, coming from 360 position, just making plays all over the field, basically.
He's been doing that for many years. We have 2 tight ends in the game, 1 behind Price and 2 receivers. Drops back to pass, and that is just an overthrow. He had his man. He had Connor Weston again with actually a lot of daylight in front of him. If he had hit him in stride, that might have been 6, but overthrew him. So it's going to be 3rd and long here.
We're definitely looking for a pass here.
4 receivers in the game with BB Bolitz in the backfield. Price indeed drops back to pass and overthrows his man again. So two plays in a row, bit of an overthrow each time, and looks like Pittsburgh is going to have to punt this away. Punt is off, and it is a decent punt to about the 38-yard line. And yes, that is going to be Andrew Gibson there, tackled at about the 45-yard line. So great field position again for Scar Patterson.
If they're definitely winning their field position tonight.
Absolutely.
If nothing else so far.
Absolutely. So Scar Patterson again, 2 receivers to the far side. Tight end lined up on the near side. 2 backs, and that is Logan Lee again. We're about 4 yards to midfield. Pittsburgh's defense. Butch Minner, Bubba Bruiser are on the defensive line. Gina McFly, Dimitri Monzuma are your outside linebackers. Cody Griffin, Adam Knoll, Tom Krieg are your corners. Corey Minner and Kane Vasquez are your safeties for Pittsburgh. 2 tight ends, 2 backs, another handoff to Robert Johnson. Big broken tackle. He's got a lot of daylight from him. 20, 15, down at the 13-yard line. What a huge gain by Robert Johnson. He just had the blockers in front of him, made a few men miss, and that is a huge gain that sets the Classics up in the red zone.
Now, Robert Johnson used to play for LA. We used to call him a bowling ball. That's like watching him rumble down the field.
And that is anything but a gutter ball. That looked like a strike right down the middle, out to the outside, and then a lot of daylight in front of him. Lucky that that wasn't a touchdown for the Pittsburgh Riverhogs. We have another tight end and then 2 receivers to the far side, as well as 2 backs behind Scar Patterson. Another handoff to Logan Lee. Spin move right at the line of scrimmage, and he gets another first down. Wow, that was an impressive run by Logan Lee, and they are set up right at about the 3-yard line. Just keep feeding this backfield the rock. I mean, Pittsburgh just has no answers for this backfield.
Like I said before, the key for Pittsburgh is to stop the run, and right now they're not doing a very good job of that.
Tight formation for Pittsburgh, expecting a run up the middle. It is a handoff to Robert Johnson, and it is stuffed. About 1 yard down the line, Dimitri Monzuma wraps him up. He gets about 1.5 yards on that one, so set up at about the 1.5 yard line on 2nd and goal. I expect another run here.
Look at that box for.
It is a tight, stacked box. Tight end in motion to the near side. I'm sorry, that's Bob Lung in motion. And that was a touchdown for Logan Lee. Following his blockers on the left side, he found just an inch of daylight, took advantage of it, and Canton is the first on the board with the touchdown. It is going to be 10-3. Canton following this extra point attempt. What a drive for these running backs.
It's definitely nothing more than expected. It's 3 straight, up the gut until he scored a touchdown.
So Canton kind of getting back to basics for their football team. A lot of runs from this backfield, a lot of pressure on the middle of the field for their opposing defense. Imms indeed does put up the extra point. Canton's going to kick this away. Give Eric Price a chance to respond with this Pittsburgh team. Imms blasts this to the end zone, and he's going to take it out. All right, so receiver takes it out of the back of the end zone and gets about 27 yards on that. So they will start on the 27-yard line. I did not expect him to take that ball out.
I mean, that's decent starting position at 27. Could be worse.
Could be worse for Eric Price. Four receivers in the game along with Mike Churchill.
High formation here.
Price back to pass, and wow, another pass in traffic, trying to find Ben Harrison. It was broken up by Joshua Durr there on the outside. Your Canton Classics defense Mike All, Jabril Curse, LL Volt, Neil Rivers are on your defensive line. Mark Gronick, Kevin Brackett, DJ Kilgannon are your linebackers. Zachary Hamburger, Terrence Pearson, Joshua Durr are your corners. Kanye Rockefeller and King Jamal are your safeties. Eric Price back to pass, and it is knocked loose. It is knocked loose. Connor Weston almost pulled that in, but could not hold on to it. Falls to the ground. 3rd and 10 coming up for Eric Price.
If you're Connor Weston, that ball was in your hands. You have to make those catches.
It's a big hit, but I totally agree with you, Rochelle. He's got to hold on to that. 4 receivers in the game. I formation. It's BB Blitz in the backfield. We have Ben Harrison in motion to your near side. Price drops back to pass. He rolls out right and gets it out of his hands, and it is broken up again in the middle of the field. So just no room to maneuver from the receivers in traffic, and Pittsburgh's going to have to punt this away.
I think I at least saw 4 jerseys around that receiver. There was no way.
It was not a great decision by Eric Price. He was trying to force that. He's lucky it wasn't picked off.
Definitely.
And he is smacked right at the catch. So Canton will start at the 41-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Scar Patterson again, 3 receivers in the game, 2 in the backfield. Pitch out to Robert Johnson, who gets stopped about 4 yards downfield. So just more running game for Canton. I don't know why they wouldn't keep going back to this well.
I don't think we've seen a pass since the interception.
I think you're right. I think that interception kind of just told them, hey, let's just keep handing the ball off. I think you're right. I don't think they passed the ball since. It's a tight 2 tight end formation. Scar Patterson sends Al Dillapre in motion to the far side. And his handoff to Logan Lee, spins but cannot get away from Kane Vasquez. What a great tackle by Vasquez. They give Logan Lee about 1 yard on that carry. So 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yes, Kane Vasquez came up from a strong safety position and just made a big hit there.
And they do call a play and get it off in time, and Robert Johnson gets a first down past midfield. Follows his blockers there. Just another great play. This offensive line is just setting up these runs perfectly. And that is going to end the first quarter here in Canton, Ohio. It is Canton Classics up 10-3 against the Pittsburgh Riverhawks.
And that's trusting your backs in the backfield, just to keep handing them the ball no matter what. It could be 3rd and 7. I think they still hear the ball off.
Absolutely. We are here back in Canton, Ohio. Welcome back to the game. I am John Warren. With me, Rochelle Colston. 10-3, Canton over Pittsburgh. We have a man in motion for the Canton Classics, 3 receivers in the game. I expect another run here. They are just running the ball. Logan Lee again to the outside. Big gain on the right side. He is all the way to the 30-yard line. Just no answers for this run game right now for Pittsburgh. Canton just dominating the line of scrimmage.
I mean, even though they're this one-sided, there's still no answer for it.
Yeah, I think even though Pittsburgh kind of knows what's coming, they just have no answers for the execution. This offensive line is really impressing me, as are these impressive runners. I mean, this is just a 3-headed monster in the backfield for Canton. 2 tight ends set. Another handoff.
Oh.
That was Robert Johnson for 5 yards. Another run. Another gain of about 5 yards.
Canton, getting very, very close to scoring another touchdown.
76 yards today for Robert Johnson. That is just an astonishing total for both of these runners in the first quarter alone. Logan Lee with another handoff. he's got a first down and more. They're going to set up right about at the 15-yard line. So another first down for Canton, and they are set up inside the red zone.
I think what happened was they heard that the Houston running backs each had 100 yards, and they want to make sure they could do the same thing.
Hey, we're next. Hold my beer. Hold our beers. Let's get to the century mark as fast as we can here in the first half. Pittsburgh shows that they're expecting a run to the outside. Instead, it is a run up the middle. But they do close on it fairly quickly there. But after a 4-yard gain for Robert Johnson.
Yeah, Robert Johnson just pushed his way through that line, picked up 4 yards, even though they had him stopped at the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and 6, a 2 tight end formation, I formation in the backfield with a receiver. That's Al Dillapre on the outside. Juke from Robert Johnson on the outside makes the man miss. He gets about 1.5 yards on that carry.
And I expect to see more of the same. I don't see them throwing the ball here either.
Robert Johnson with 81 yards on the day, 39 yards after first contact. That is so impressive. We got a 4-receiver set here for Canton. A little bit of a surprising. And we're back to pass. Pressured, but it is caught in the end zone. That is Steele for the touchdown. So they mix it up in the red zone. Scar Patterson throws his first touchdown of the game. That's his 3rd of the season.
Oh my gosh, they had me fooled too. I thought for sure we have another run. Talon Steele just runs a little route there, takes off his defender, and perfect pass.
Talon Steele coming over from the Atlanta Swarm this season, the 6'7" tight end, making a mark. This is his first touchdown of the season and his first touchdown for his new team, the Canton Classic. So Canton trying to go up by 2 scores here, and the extra point is good. So we are 14-point lead for Canton. It is 17-3. Pittsburgh going to get a chance to respond here.
All those runs, you finally see another pass.
Well, you got to break it up at some point, I guess, and Pittsburgh wasn't ready for it. And Pittsburgh will start at the 23. Let's go to Cameron Irvine in the studio for a game break update.
Thank you, John. DR Sim taking it to the house. Apologies for the lack of video here. DR Sim, 103-yard kick return for a touchdown. Puts Houston up, but Vancouver is up 27-14 near the end of the first half. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. And that is going to be a 2-yard loss for Pittsburgh. 2nd and 12. Eric Price trying to get something going for the Pittsburgh Riverhogs before the end of the half. He drops back to pass, and it is tipped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12 underway for Pittsburgh. They're going to have to move the sticks against a very talented Canton defense here. Eric Price going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
And Rockefeller with their pass deflection second in the game.
4 receivers set for the Riverhogs. Price goes back to pass, pressured, and it is overthrown again. So he had one-on-one coverage out there. He had a man that probably could have made the catch in Ben Harrison, but he could not reel it in. It was just a little bit over his head. So the pressure, I think, got to Eric Price on that one. They're going to have to punt this away to Canton.
That's the second 3 and out in a row for Pittsburgh.
Got a chance to be returned, and it is returned for about 10 yards at Canton's 46-yard line. This is another unreal field position for Canton to start their drive.
The field position for Canton has been unbelievable tonight.
Well, and with a run game this potent, I mean, that's a really dangerous combination. You're not having to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. You're not having to get the ball downfield, and these runs are chunk plays, and when you start at midfield, it just puts the opposing defense in a tough position. Three receivers set, 2-eye formation in the backfield. Robert Johnson gets the pitch, and he's out to the near side and up the sidelines. Oh, gets driven out of bounds at about the 25. Another huge run for Robert Johnson. That's going to put him over the century mark in the first half.
Yeah, and an outside run by Rojo. That's a little different. He broke free for sure.
I mean, they're taking what Pittsburgh's giving them. They stack the box in the middle. They pitch out. This is just an expertly called game so far by this Canton coaching staff. Ray Donaldson calling a heck of a game so far.
It's over 100 yards for the day already.
Logan Lee with the handoff, and he gets 7 yards on the carry.
Jeez.
5 yards, 7 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards. I mean, this is just a relentless run game. I don't know what Pittsburgh needs to do. They've got to make some adjustments, though. Tight jumbo formation here. 2 split back. Handoff to Robert Johnson, who hurdles the guy, and then it gets stopped about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. So they're going to move the sticks and get set up inside the red zone once again.
Pittsburgh's got to find an answer. They need to find it soon.
I mean, Rochelle, it feels like every 2 minutes we the Canton Classics end up in the opposing red zone. I mean, this is just a really tough matchup.
When you start that midfield, I mean.
I know they're not having to do much. Another handoff from Logan Lee on first down. He gets 4 on that carry, setting up a 2nd and 6. The ball control game becomes a problem too when Pittsburgh, kind of do nothing but 3 and outs, and Canton keeps running the ball down their throats. It's a tough matchup.
And your defense is exhausted.
2 split back, 3 tight formation, and it is Robert Johnson again to the outside. A lot of congestion, doing a lot of work to get about 3 yards on that carry.
Yeah, I think both teams are all just in the middle of the field. It's coming down to the trenches.
Absolutely. It's tough to bet against Canton in that matchup, but Pittsburgh, this is a proud expansion team wanting to do right by their new fans. Ooh, another handoff to Logan Lee, who gets caught up and blasted in the backfield there by Dimitri Monzuma. Monzuma really the bright spot for this Riverhawks defense so far in this game. And that's going to force a field goal attempt here. So not a bad way to end that drive for Pittsburgh if they can hold them to 3 here.
Yeah, but on their next drive, they're going to have to answer and put some points in the board, or this game's going to get way out of hand.
I totally agree. And it is a 17-point game now. 2.5-minute drive for Canton that ends in a field goal. And Ems puts it right through the uprights. He has not missed so far this season. What does Eric Price need to do to kind of get his team moving in the right direction?
Just settle in. He's been overthrown a lot of his receivers. He's been thrown in heavy traffic. He's going to calm down a little bit.
I totally agree. I think calming down, maybe getting a little bit of a run game involved. B.B. Bolitz and Mike Churchill have not really received that many carries. By my math, they've only handed the ball off 3 times in this game. So maybe try to get a run game going, and then maybe it'll open up the passing lanes a little bit. But Eric Price's last 10 pass attempts, you can see it on the screen, 2 of 10 for 30 yards. He has missed 7 passes in a row. That is not good for the Riverhogs offense. We have Connor Weston headed to the near side in motion. 2 split backs behind Eric Price. Drops back to pass, and it is, through the hands of his intended receiver. That was Devin Lloyd. I mean, they can't even get the short pass game going.
And these receivers are not helping out their quarterback at all.
No, they're not. I mean, we've seen a couple of overthrows, but, you're right. These receivers aren't even trying to go up and get the ball. And in that case, Devin Lloyd, it just went right through his fingers. 2 wide receivers to your near side, tight end on the far side, drops back to pass again. And this time it is caught by Connor Weston, who gets out to the 45-yard line. That was an impressive pass and catch by Eric Price.
And that pass was allowed because they saw the blitz. The blitz came. He just got the ball off on time, which allows a receiver to be open.
And it is too wide on the far side. Price drops back to pass. It is a pass. It is underthrown. Devin Lloyd had to come back to it. He did catch it, but by the time he got up, he was touched down for only a 3-yard gain.
Well, he's almost laid on the ground to begin with when he caught the ball. It was a nice catch, though, by the receiver.
That was a good catch. I think they heard you, Rochelle. They're not doing enough to help out their receiver. That was a heads-up receiving play to come back to that ball. Two tight end set. Price drops back to pass. It is sacked, and he is dropped, and Canton recovers the fumble. Oh, my goodness. What a disastrous play. Absolutely nailed in the backfield. Oh, excuse me. That was actually the Riverhawks who picked that up. I thought Canton had picked that up, but wow, what a heads-up play for the lineman to drop on that ball, really saving Eric Price's bacon. This is a 4-receiver set, 3rd and 14. Price drops back. He's pressured again, and this is picked off by Canton, going the other way, 40. Oh, and he is dropped at the 37-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a pick by Joshua Durr. His first interception of the season flips the field for Canton, and they have their first drive that actually starts on Pittsburgh's side of the field. They've had incredible field position, none better than this upcoming drive. What a play.
Durr just camped in the middle of the field, watched the quarterback, got the interception, picked up tons of yards after the interception. This is Canton's best starting field position on the day.
It's a lot of pressure that Canton's been putting on Eric Price. We saw the strip sack, and now the interception caused by that pressure. Just a tough order to come into Canton and play this defense. Logan Lee gets a handoff and is stopped right at the line. So good play there by Corey Minner to make that stop at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Do we see more of Rojo and Logan Lee here? I'm sure we will.
I have to imagine, although there are 3 receivers in for Canton, a bit of a different look, but it is still a handoff up to Robert Johnson, who gets 6 yards on the carry, running to the near side. Found a little lane there right outside the left tackle.
And if it's not broken, I guess don't fix it, as far as your Canton goes. Another heavy set.
And a bunch formation on the far side. He sends Al Dillapre to the near side, drops back to pass, and he takes off scrambling, gets the first down. So, wow, it's not enough to have Robert Johnson, Logan Lee getting all the runs and the first downs. Scar Patterson takes off running, gets about 7 yards on a carry and a first down.
At that point, there's nothing but green in front of him.
Just too much softness in the middle of the field. Scar Patterson read that correctly, decided to take off. Did not have a whole lot downfield. We're at the 2-minute warning. Thank you so much for joining us so far. This has been a great game. Canton up 17. Two minutes to go here in Canton, Ohio. I am John Warren alongside Rochelle Colston. Canton has been running it down Pittsburgh's throat. We'll see what happens on this play. Logan Lee gets the handoff on 2nd and 10. Breaks the tackle. Lee, all the way down to the 4-yard line. Oh, he wanted pay dirt, but got chased down right at the last second. But Canton is set up with the 1st and goal.
And that was definitely a touchdown saving tackle there, because I thought he was to the house. But probably his blocks are getting up front.
We apologize earlier for that game break. We couldn't really quite tell what was going on, but just for a quick update, Vancouver is up against Houston by 20, 34-14. The Legion only scored 7 points in week 1, so they've had a big bounce-back game. We're here in Canton, Ohio with a handoff to Robert Johnson, breaks the tackle, but then gets dragged down pretty much right at the line of scrimmage by Douglas. That was a good stop there.
I mean, if Pittsburgh can hold Canton to another field goal, it's another win for them. They've got to find a way to put points on the board.
Logan Lee breaks the tackle, but was stopped right at the goal line by Tom Krieg. That was a really, really good tackle. Timeout call by Canton. I wanted to take a breather to get their play calling right on this 3rd and goal. It is 3rd and inches here to the goal line.
Quarterback sneak, maybe?
Maybe so. The middle of the line looks a little bit soft for Pittsburgh, but actually drops back to pass, and it's picked off! Oh my gosh! He threw to the corner of the end zone, but underthrew it, and it is intercepted by Pittsburgh. Oh my goodness.
Color me shocked because I never thought they'd have thrown the ball on 3rd and inches.
I mean, it was a pass out to Ryan Owens, and that just looked like a miscommunication or something, but it was intercepted. That's a huge turn of events. So that's a big flip here. Eric Price has got 1 minute and 7 seconds to maybe put some points on the board for Pittsburgh.
Great for Pittsburgh there.
Oh my God, he's stripped again! And oh wow, another lineman coming to the rescue of Eric Price. Oh, the Canton defender just untouched, absolutely crushed Eric Price, who coughed up the ball. That's a 9-yard loss.
And keep an eye on Kevin Brackett, because I think he's rushing almost every single play, and that was him again.
That was a huge hit Eric Price took. Just ran right into the defender. Split out of just bootlegged it and right into his man. This is a 4-receiver set, and it is a pass, and it is picked off!
No.
Oh no! What a disaster for Pittsburgh. Kanye Rockefeller putting his stamp on this game already. He is by far the Canton Classics MVP of this defense for this game.
Definitely. I mean, he has made so many crucial plays in this game so far, and this is a big one here.
It's just not what you can. If you're Eric Price, that is the one thing you can't do, is turn the ball over to a team that's running the ball as well as they are. Scar Patterson now has a chance to right the wrongs of the last drive. They start this drive at the 12-yard line. So within 12 yards of scoring, it's 48 seconds left to go in the second. He drops back to pass, and it is in the middle of the end zone and dropped. Steele almost had his second grab of the touchdown grab of the game, but it was broken up by Geno McFly.
Definitely, they had a bunch of defenders in the area, all in front of Steele that time.
Canton getting away from the run suddenly. I'm not sure why.
Me either.
Both teams with 2 turnovers each. Split backs, 1 tight end, 2 receivers in the game for Canton. It is another pass. Patterson drops back and gets it off, and that is, almost a touchdown by Dillapre. He steps out at the 2-yard line, but that's going to be a 1st and goal. That was almost a touchdown. Dillapre broke a tackle.
Great job by the receiver, breaking the tackle, knowing where the ball was, knowing where the sideline was, and knowing where the first down marker was. That
was a really great route run by Dillapre, and another broken tackle. Cody Griffin could not wrap him up. I am surprised that they're not running the ball, but it's 1st and goal at about the actual half-yard line. Split backs, 1 tight end in the game. That's Talon Steele. 2 receivers on the far side. Another pass, and this is out to Logan Lee. Nobody there. Touchdown, Canton Classics.
That time Logan Lee made it look easy. I'll just shoot to the outside, undefended. Great pass by Patterson, and a quick touchdown for Canton right before half.
Scar Patterson correcting the mistake of their last red zone trip. Passes it to the flat. Nobody there to stop Logan Lee. And this is about to be a 24-point game with about 30 seconds left in the half.
Yes, this is becoming kind of rough for Pittsburgh.
Hey, this summer, fuel your summer with Gutsy Organics' new strawberry blueberry prebiotic snacks. Refreshingly delicious and perfect for on the go. Visit GutsyOrganic.com to visit your nearest retailer or stop by the freezer section at your local Meijer or Wegmans. Just pick up some today. That's Gutsy Organic, official sponsor of your Canton Classics. Pittsburgh going to start the drive at the 25-yard line. We'll see if they try to make something of this drive right before the end of the half. What do you think they're going to do here?
If I was them after seeing those 2 fumbles and the interception, I think I'd be happy just to move to the locker room.
I think I would be too. I think I totally agree. Eric Price, though, is going to get under center here. We should get a sense of what they will do. It's split back with a tight end in the game, 2 receivers. There's a handoff there to Churchill, who was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. I think you're right. I think Pittsburgh is maybe not content to go in at the half, down 24, but at least waving the white flag, saying, hey, let's regroup and come back in the second half and see what we can do. It is a pass, though. Oh, almost intercepted. That would have been a disaster upon disaster if that had been picked off by Durr, but instead it drops to the ground.
Yeah, I think I would just run the ball one more time here.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I would do anything I could to not turn the ball over, but it is a 4-receiver set. 9 seconds to go in the second quarter. Drops back to pass. He is pressured out of the pocket and goes downfield. Almost picked off again. And now they're going to punt the ball with 4 seconds left. I mean, we saw special teams. A punt return was the decision maker in last week's Canton game. Does Canton come back and get a touchdown punt return to end the half? We'll see.
Yeah, that time I saw 4 defenders. It's like, you're making bad decisions here. You better just throwing the ball away.
They are stacking bad decisions, and that was one of the worst ones. Instead, this was returned by about 7 yards, but tackled at the 37. That's going to end the half.
Pittsburgh does get the ball, so after the half.
Pittsburgh does indeed get the ball, but this was a dominant half for the Canton Classics. We saw a dominant backfield really run it down Pittsburgh's throat. It is 27-3, Canton Classics at the half. Rochelle, what did you see in the first half that stood out to you?
Well, Pittsburgh has definitely needs to find a stop for Canton's run game. If not, Canton's going to keep doing that all night long, playing ball control. They've got to find a way to get the ball to the end zone somehow.
Yes, they do, and we're seeing some of the snapshots of the half. Logan Lee and Robert Patterson. Logan Lee only has 97 yards on the ground. Robert Johnson with 124.
Only 97? Come on.
Come on, you couldn't get 3 more, Logan? But he had that receiving touchdown as well.
It's a whole other half.
Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors at our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com.
It's funny you say that. At the convention, I actually won a Saints helmet.
Hey, that's cool.
Mini helmet, sorry.
Well, hey, listen, a helmet's a helmet. You put it on your cat or dog, something, you know.
My cat wouldn't like that.
Probably not. We welcome you back to Canton, Ohio. Pittsburgh does get the ball first. Thanks for joining us again. This is week 2 of the SFL. Pass out to, that is, again, Mike Churchill in the flat.
And the team stats on the screen basically say a whole lot about this game so far.
It has been a dominant performance by Canton. This is just what they did all last season. And Pittsburgh trying to turn that around. Nice 6-yard gain on 1st and 10, setting up a 2nd and 4. pitch out to BB Blitz, who gets a first down. So three couple of positives together and a first down to start the half.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a bunch of 3 and outs, and they finally have a drive going here.
Split backs with a tight end in the game, 2 receivers out on the far side. That is Mike Churchill in motion. He's going to drop back the pass. He's pressured again and sacked. Oh my goodness, that was King Jamal coming on a blitz. Just untouched.
I mean, they're putting pressure on Eric Price all night long. Look for Kevin Brackett, looking for King Jamal. As the pressure just keeps coming.
It's a lot of different blitz packages too, so they're coming in at Eric Price from a lot of different angles. You're absolutely right. It is 2nd and 14.
Oh boy, Brackett
in the game. Oh, and it's a big catch out on the right side. It is going upfield. It is. Oh, it breaks the tackle. Oh my gosh, that was an incredible play by Devin Lloyd. Catches the ball, one-on-one coverage, breaks the first tackle, breaks another tackle. A huge gain for Pittsburgh.
And that time, the blitz package burned Canton.
You're
they
absolutely
brought literally
right.
the house.
That one-on-one coverage, Kanye Rockefeller, the only man standing in the way of Devin Lloyd and a touchdown. He makes the stop, but it is 1st and 10, well in Canton territory. So Devin Lloyd with 2 catches for 47 yards on the day, and Pittsburgh's at the 30-yard line, just like that. Another pressure, but this time it is a pass out to Cooper Allen. So nice pass in the flat by Cooper Allen. I believe that is her first catch of her career.
And I think they went in at halftime and saw the blitz, said, okay, you're going to blitz, we're going to throw it to the outside. They're doing pretty well with this gameplay so far in the second half.
That's correct, and this is another handoff to Mike Churchill, gets a first down. So this is a bit of an energized offense here for Pittsburgh. They have been moving the ball downfield pretty well here. It is 1st and 10 at the 18, so inside the red zone. We have 2 backs behind Eric Price. More pressure, and it is this time a sack. So the pressure packages just keep coming for Canton. And that's a sack by Mark Gronick.
He's not going to be able to hold onto the ball hardly at all anymore. He's going to have to snap the ball and release, basically. They're going to keep coming.
Outside linebackers, inside linebackers, safeties. They are sending all sorts of different blitz packages, and it is really confusing this Pittsburgh offensive line. It is 2nd and 14, 4 receivers in the game. 2 on each side. We have 1 receiver in motion. That is Ben Harrison. He's coming to the near side. A single back in the I formation. Another blitz package, and it's an overthrow. So these blitz packages, if they're not causing immediate disruption, but they are causing Eric Price to make some overthrows in certain situations.
I think they're bringing the outside linebacker Kevin Brackett on every single play. Watch where he lines up.
That is a good call, Rochelle. Keep an eye on Brackett there. He is pointing out the different coverage packages. And there we go. Another blitz by Canton. And this is again a sack by the Canton Classics. This time it's Neil Rivers with the sack. It is 4th and 19 for Pittsburgh. These blitz packages are just confusing the Pittsburgh offensive line.
I think they are now out of field goal range, maybe.
I think you might be right, because that kicker of Pittsburgh's is not super reliable, and they are going to punt this ball away. Wow, what a huge play by Canton to prevent any points from being scored.
Oh no.
That's the risk you take, though. A good punt there to down Canton at about the 3-yard line. So they're going to start in the shadow of their own end zone.
For the first time tonight, Canton finally got bad field position.
You're exactly right. I think their average starting field position has been something like
40?
The 40-yard line. So this is a test for Canton to see if they can get a long drive going. 3 receivers in the set, split backs, pitch out to, that's Bill Cherry.
And it's not one back, it's another.
Right. You're exactly right. Bill Cherry has not gotten the lion's share of the carries, but they figured give him a chance to get 100 yards and a half, because that's pretty much what Logan Lee and Robert Johnson both did.
Because Houston made them mad.
2 tight ends set, 2 backs in the game. This is a handoff to Logan Lee. Breaks the tackle. He gets to about the 10-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 4.
When you got the kind of line that Canton has, and you have your tight end blocking for you, their run game is on point.
Corey Minner with 7 tackles today, so he has been busy for Pittsburgh's defense. A lot of runs, a lot of opportunities to tackle. 3 receivers in, and that is Robert Johnson with a handoff, who gets touched in the backfield and stopped before the first down. So that is a punting situation for Canton. They're not able to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. They're going to have to punt this away to Pittsburgh.
Great job by the tired Pittsburgh defense. Still in this game.
Definitely still in, and this punt is away. Pittsburgh is calling a fair catch, and that's going to be 38-yard line to start their next drive. Hey, how many likes do we have on this video so far? It's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got some notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. 1st and 10 here, split backs, 2 receivers on the near side. Eric Price drops back to pass, another blitz package, and a dangerous pass falls to the ground. Weston was the intended receiver.
Like, once again, he had his hands on the ball. He's got to hang on.
He does need to hang on to those. Eric Price, if he's not getting pressured, he is throwing passes into coverage. Drops back to pass again. Another blitz. Oh, it is picked off. It is bobbled by multiple people and then intercepted by Neil Rivers. He had a sack on the last drive that took him out of field goal range. This time, it is an interception off a tipped ball. What a game he's having.
That's a big man interception there.
That is like a jumbo refrigerator catching a football there on the tip. And again, incredible field position to start this Canton drive. 34-yard line. Canton in business.
And look at the field position they have again. Jeez.
It's crazy. 2 split backs, 2 receivers on the near side. The handoff to Logan Lee, who is brought down about 6 yards past the line of scrimmage. Nice run for him. He is now over the century mark, if that was not clear.
Next, we got to get Bill Cherry over the century mark.
I mean, they were trying on that last drive. It just didn't work out. They didn't have the ball long enough. Jumbo formation here. Lung and Dillapre on the near side, lined up on the line of scrimmage. Toss out to Robert Johnson. Breaks the tackle. Gets about 1.5 yards on that play.
It's like Pittsburgh's doing better with their Canton's run game right now. They're actually getting some stops.
Yeah, it feels like they're more disciplined with their gap assignments to get in between those tackles and at least touch these running backs around the line of scrimmage. I mean, we were seeing, 4 or 5 yards before they were touched in the first half. That's another handoff here. Robert Johnson, who breaks the tackle and gets a first down. He's brought down at about the 22-yard line.
And that time the linebackers filled the holes and Canton just bounced the ball to the outside.
So 1st and 10 here, just outside the red zone. Canton in business once again. 1 tight end, 2 receivers, 2 backs, and this is a handoff to Logan Lee, who makes a juke, and he's in the field. Oh my goodness! Touchdown, Logan Lee! He broke away in the middle of the field. No one caught him. What a play by Logan Lee, adds a rushing touchdown to his receiving touchdown.
He exploded off the line. He propelled forward. Basically, no one even touched him. Great blocking there up front.
Take that back. That is Logan Lee's 2nd touchdown. I thought Robert Johnson scored that first running touchdown, but no. Logan Lee has all 3 All 3 touchdowns from the backfield. So 1 receiving, 2 rushing. Talon Steele had that catch in the first half, and it is 34-3. Canton turning this great field position into points once again.
They're both, looking around 130, average about 130 yards each right now.
Canton Classics, this home field is thinking to themselves, this is more like it. That was a really close loss last week. They were not used to that as a crowd. They watched this team completely dominate the regular season last year. This is looking much more like the Canton Classics we saw last regular season.
And Vancouver started off slow last week, but right now they're leading Houston 44-14.
Good
fourth quarter with 6 minutes left.
That is a shellacking there. Vancouver bouncing back just like Canton. Pittsburgh here set up at the 20. And that is, oh wow, that is once again Mike Churchill brought down Rivers. We have called his name so many times in the past couple of drives. He is having an unbelievable second half so far for Canton.
When your defensive line can get interceptions, you're clicking on all cylinders.
You're having a good game. I totally agree. Price pressured again, goes outside the box and actually completes this to Connor Weston. So Weston is the bright spot on this receiving core for Pittsburgh. He was last week and continues to be this week.
He just ran a great route, got some separation between him and the defenders that time.
That's true. He did have the right coverage there, outran his man. Split backs here, 1 tight end in the game, 2 receivers on the near side. Price out, swings it out to Churchill on the near side, who gets 4 yards on the pass.
Well, the swing pass seems to work very well for them. They need to keep doing that.
It's a nice option for them. It's something that they've had some success with to set up other plays in their playbook. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see more of it the rest of the game. Tight formation here, and this is a toss out to Churchill, who gets about 3 yards. They're going to say 4 on that carry, so 3rd and short here for Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh has to keep this drive alive. They have to keep moving the ball down the field.
They have to get something going here to even have a snowball's chance to come back and win this game. It's looking late early here for them, but maybe they can get a good drive here. 3rd and 2, and this handoff is to BB Belitz, who pushes defenders, carries a few people with him to get a first down. So that was an impressive run by BB Belitz.
Yeah, but it looks like they're doing really good with this short game, like short passes, these runs. It's really helping this drive.
It is helping this drive, and they are past the midfield marker, so Eric Price putting this team on his back, and this backfield starting to come alive a little bit for Pittsburgh as well. 2 backs in the game. We have Cooper Allen in motion, switching sides. It's a toss out to Churchill, who gets about 5 yards on that carry.
Most importantly, they're letting their defense rest for once.
Yeah, it's actually a sustained drive to get Pittsburgh off the field. You're right. 2nd and 5 here. This 3rd quarter has gone very quickly. And this is a toss out to BB Belitz, who cuts inside and makes a man miss. That was a nice little nifty spin move to get back inside. Brought down by Mark Gronick after getting the first down.
That was a very impressive run right there. Nice blocking by number 72. Spin move, carry defender with you.
BB Belitz did this a lot for the SFLM version of the Pittsburgh Riverhogs a couple of seasons ago. And looking pretty good so far to start this season in the majors. So we have Connor Weston now in motion to the near side. He has been the bright spot on the receiving core. 1st and 10 here. Another pressure blitz package. It is caught by Weston, who breaks away for a touchdown. Pittsburgh gets on the board with the touchdown. Wow, what a play by Connor Weston.
I thought that was actually a pick at first.
I did too, but instead it's our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia, breakers, and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. Connor Weston right through the defender's hands into his own, and he breaks away for a touchdown. So Pittsburgh on the board, 24-point game. It's still a big, sizable lead for Canton, but this game is not over. 3 seconds left to go in the third, and that is maybe a momentum shifter here for the Riverhawks.
The best drive we've seen by Pittsburgh all night. Let's see if they can keep it up and keep Canton's offense off the field.
By far their best drive of the night. You're absolutely right. A short kick again, and Bob Lung takes this out to the 38-yard line. So again, when you have a kicker without a huge leg and you're turning the ball over, the field position game is just wild. This is the end of the third quarter here in Canton, Ohio. We have a 24-point game. Canton Classics leading the Pittsburgh Riverhogs. We will be right back after a quick break.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Put up your fours in chat. We are here in the fourth quarter, Canton, Ohio. I am John Warren alongside Rochelle Colston. We are enjoying a wonderful game in the home of football, Canton, Ohio. The Canton Classics up by 24. A handoff to Logan Lee to start this drive for the Classics. And I expect a lot of Logan Lee and Robert Johnson here in the fourth quarter.
Well, we've seen Logan Lee and Robert Johnson the whole entire game. Why would that change now?
Totally agree. They want to run the clock down because Pittsburgh just had a great drive to end the third quarter. Don't necessarily want to give the ball back to a team with some momentum. Robert Johnson with a handoff, and he is stopped. Actually carries a man with him. That was Gino McFly getting worn like a backpack by Robert Johnson. He gets it out, and now it's a third and short situation for Canton.
Yeah, Rojo's tough, and we're very, very tough up the middle.
Tight formation here for Canton at the midfield marker. Two backs in, and this is a handoff to Logan Lee, who gets just enough for the first down, and then gets brought down right at the 50-yard line for the first down.
Your Pittsburgh, find us after the run game once again. You have to get Canton off the field.
Absolutely. This is a 1st and 10, just on the other side of the halfway marker. Pitch out to Robert Johnson, and he lowers his shoulder and gets brought down 5 yards downfield. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And Canton's perfectly happy, carrying the ball 5 yards at a time, burning the clock, not stopping with the run game. They're probably content doing this all night long.
Tight jumbo formation, 2 backs in the game. Another handoff here to Logan Lee, who makes a man miss with a little bit of a nifty spin move, but it's brought down. It'll be 3rd and short.
This is a big down for Pittsburgh. They have to come up with a stop here. They have to get Canton off the field, put this back on.
They have got to get the ball back in Eric Price's hands to have even a snowball's chance to get back into this game. 2 tight end formations for Canton, and another handoff to Robert Johnson, who easily gets a first down. And more! He gets it out to about the 30-yard line. Stopped just at about the 30-yard line marker by Corey Minner. Pushed out of bounds. Robert Johnson, big first down.
It definitely, Rojo's having himself at night.
Most
block by number
is.
21.
That was a great block by Bill Cherry, who has been just an absolute stalwart lead blocker all night for this team and really all last season. He was good in the run game, but is just even better in the blocking game for this talented backfield. And he once again will be a lead blocker for Robert Johnson. Nope, that's Logan Lee, who gets stopped about 2 yards downfield, and that is Monzuma with another tackle.
Like I said, Rojo, Logan Lee, they're pretty much interchangeable. They both do the same amount of damage.
They do. It's sometimes hard to tell them apart because they're just so talented. This is just such a dangerous backfield. Logan Lee gets a little bit caught up in the backfield there, loses a yard. You can see the rushing yard totals, 310 yards for Canton, 51 for Pittsburgh. Wow, what a discrepancy.
Usually that's a passing yard total, not a rushing yard total.
Right. 3 down linemen here for Pittsburgh. They're expecting a pass here, as are we. No one in the backfield for Canton. This is going to be a pass on 3rd and 9. Drops back to pass, and it is caught. What a catch there by Talon Steele. We have not had many opportunities for good catches. That was probably going to be our nice hands catch of the game. Brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands to play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K 23. Talon Steele just in traffic, putting that thing right on the numbers. Did Scar Patterson.
That's only Scar's 7th pass of the night.
Unreal. Logan Lee with a nice broken tackle there. Gets 8 yards on a 1st and 10. They're going to be set up at about the 5-yard line. 2nd and 2. Great broken tackle there.
The clock they've eaten so far.
Oh, yeah. They've just chewed up this clock and not really given Pittsburgh a chance to get that momentum and carry that in. If they score points here, this game is probably as good as over. 2 tight end set, 1 receiver. Robert Johnson with a handoff, and this time it's Robert Johnson in the end zone for a exclamation point of a touchdown. Probably putting this game out of reach for Pittsburgh, and Canton should be able to rest a little bit, knowing that they are going to have a 31-point lead with 5.5 minutes to go here in the game.
Man, poor Pittsburgh defense is exhausted. They're still out there. They're still trying their best.
Hands on their knees, hunched over. They have just been decimated by a running blitz. It has just been an onslaught of incredible runs for this Canton Classics team. 31-point lead. Yeah, you can see the dejection on the sidelines there of Pittsburgh. This is an expansion team, a young team. They've got not a whole lot of experienced starters on this team. They are outmatched here against what was one of the best teams in the league last season.
Yeah, they ran the ball 50 times tonight. 24 carries for each Johnson and Lee. Patterson had 1 carry, Finney no carry.
That balance is just incredible, especially when you're getting that kind of efficiency from both of those players. Pittsburgh will start at the 32-yard line, though, so pretty decent field position. Eric Price going to get some opportunity here to see what they can do. Backs against the wall. They might just try to air it out here and see what their receivers can do. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 tight end, 2 backs behind Eric Price. A little bit of motion here for Canton to adjust to a play call. And Price goes back to pass and nearly completes it, but is broken up at the 1st down marker. That was a big hit there to break up that pass. Falls to the ground. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
And the over and under for the game was 35.5 points. Canton scored that by themselves. And they well able to cover the 7.5 point spread there.
Drops back to pass again, and a good catch there by Connor Weston. Weston is really, once again, the bright spot here for this Pittsburgh offense. Good route run, soft coverage.
Yeah, I just want to thank our stats team tonight, Zach Camberger and Ron Haynes.
They have been outstanding, updating us on all of the action here. Stats truck production, firing on all cylinders. We want to thank everyone making this production what it is. Another big catch by Connor Weston.
Low-key, Connor Weston, has over 100 yards receiving himself. He's had a great game.
He has had a quietly great game. You're exactly right. It is low-key because the score has just been so lopsided, but that's 14 catches on the season so far for Connor Weston. A fast start for him. Pressure again by Canton, and he is sacked. Is Eric Price. Brackett again. That is his 3rd sack of the game.
Just watch Brackett. I mean, she's like relentless, like a bulldog out there.
Ooh, and that is broken up by Joshua Durr.
Between Durr, Brackett, and Rockefeller.
Durr, Brackett, Rockefeller, Neil Rivers with that incredible interception earlier. Four receiver set here for Pittsburgh. Weston in motion again. They're trying to get him involved on pretty much every play. 3rd and 12 though. Price draws another pressure, and this is overthrown, but a flag on the play. This is our first flag of the game.
Pass interference. What a break for Pittsburgh.
Huge break for Pittsburgh. That's exactly right. Canton with the interference here. Ooh, boy. What do you think about that call, Rochelle?
I guess it works.
Seemed a little ticky-tack to me, but listen, what do I know? Pittsburgh happy to have the break. They are in business at the 32-yard line. And this is picked off. Joshua Durr with a one-handed grab stabs it out of the air. We have to correct ourselves here. That is your nice hands catch of the game. Brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game of your player in an SFL 2K 4K23. Joshua Durr with a one-handed stab. What a catch.
He was actually calling for it in chat. Throw it to me. I won't drop it again.
Incredible pick. As Eric Price's 4th pick of the game, so he has just not had a good game, only completing 12 passes. Handoff here to Robert Johnson, who gets about 8 yards on that carry.
And here we go, the Rojo and Logan Lee show.
Two tight ends set, one wide receiver, two running backs, two backs in the backfield. Bill Cherry and Logan Lee. They're running this clock all the way down. Logan Lee gets the handoff and runs it to the outside and gets just enough for the first down. Well, week 2 continues tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern when the DC Dragons try to shake off the rust and pick up their first win, traveling to face defending champion Florida at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And the nightcap, Charleston plays their first game of the season in Chicago for the Warriors home opener. Those matchups and more tomorrow night right here on SFL YouTube. Vancouver, by the way, has won their game 51-24. Legion tied the franchise record for points scored in the 4K23 era. Huge victory for them, bouncing back from last week's lull. So huge game for Vancouver. Handoff to Robert Johnson, who gets a big run here. And he is stopped just past the half field marker. Another big run by Robert Johnson.
Now Robert Johnson is inching closer and closer to the 200-yard mark today.
That's going to put him at 185. Logan Lee at 150. 26 and 25 carries respectively. 3 total touchdowns for Logan Lee, 1 for Robert Johnson.
I mean, Scar Patterson's thrown the ball 7 times and thrown 2 interceptions. So, I mean, definitely a run game here tonight.
It's remarkable. Tight set here, 2 backs in. Another handoff to Logan Lee, who breaks it to the outside. Gets about 9 yards on this carry. That's going to get him closer to Robert Johnson's mark. They are clearly competing with one another. Who's going to have the biggest yard total at the end of this game?
I think we'll see the 2-minute warning here.
Canton does not have to take another snap, and I think they will indeed take this to the 2-minute warning. And they will. This is the 2-minute warning here in the 4th quarter. Canton and Pittsburgh here in Ohio. toss out to Robert Johnson to get the first down here. Pittsburgh going to take their timeouts. Bit of a formality, but I don't hate it.
I think I wouldn't even bother. I think I'd want to go home at this point.
I think I'd be already on the plane by now if I'm Pittsburgh. Just burn this tape, try to regroup for next week. I think you're right. I'd be on the bus already. Robert Johnson pushing ahead, gets about a yard. Pittsburgh will call their second timeout. Rochelle, this Canton team getting back kind of in the swing of things. Do you think they're going to keep up this momentum for the rest of the season, or do you think that more teams will have them scouted like Baltimore did last week?
I mean, they didn't play bad against Baltimore. It was a close game the whole entire game. We even went to overtime, and I mean, it was just a weird finish, that's all.
Yeah, for sure. Hogan Lee gets kind of caught up in the backfield there. Pittsburgh will call their final timeout, setting up a 3rd and 9. We'll see if Patterson and the Canton Classics decide to even try to pass the ball and get the first down, or if they'll just run this thing out. Split backs, 3 receivers in the game, so Patterson might pass this one.
Split spread for sure. Is it definitely? Oh, it's a running play.
Tossed out to Bill Cherry, who nearly gets a first down, but it's going to be 4th and 3. This will set up Ems for a field goal attempt. They're well within his range to make it a 34-point game. "45-yard attempt here, Ems. This will be his longest attempt of the season so far. It's about a 77% kicker last year. And it is up and away and good. So 34-point deficit here for Pittsburgh here at the very end of the game.
I was right down the middle.
It was. Ems has looked outstanding so far this season.
Don't forget, I mean, Canton's really, really tough to play at home. That crowd being that loud.
There's something about the mystique of playing in kind of the home place of football. Canton gets a lot of energy from playing in front of this home crowd, and they have been dominant tonight. Pittsburgh will start this drive with about a minute to go at the 21.
Oh, it's Pittsburgh. I'd just air it out here. You have nothing to lose.
Absolutely. Eric Price back to pass, and this is caught by Connor Weston, so they're continuing to get Connor Weston involved. Price has thrown for over 200 yards today with those 4 interceptions. Spikes the ball to stop the clock with 46 seconds to go.
I mean, he's targeted all of his receivers tonight. I mean, Ben Harrison, Devin Lloyd. Ben Harrison has 8 targets and no catches. So, I mean, receivers have to start helping him out a little bit.
Absolutely. We've seen the receivers having to come back to balls. They've been overthrown a bit, but they've got to do more to help out Eric Price get this offense going. Another drop back and pass that's for Harrison. You mentioned Ben Harrison just a second ago. That was a good catch there. A big gain, 1st and 10. They're going to hurry it up, and it's going to be at the 37-yard line. He spikes the ball to set up a 2nd and 10 at the 37.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're not giving up. They're trying to get some reps in to see what this offense is made of. Try to take something into next week's game. 4 receivers, 1 back in the game. That's BB Blitz. BB Blitz stays in the backfield, and this is caught again by Harrison at about the 15-yard line. So Harrison getting involved in this drive, not just Weston.
Just like that, he has 49 yards on 2 catches.
Yeah, big catches there for Harrison in quote-unquote garbage time. A lot of time, the team down big will just try to see what their team is made of, call plays that normally maybe aren't in their game plan, just to see what can happen. 15 yards to pay dirt here for Eric Price and the Riverhogs. Another pass broken up in the end zone. That was again a target to Ben Harrison, but it was broken up by Joshua Durr.
Joshua Durr is I wouldn't even throw near him at this point.
He has been a ball magnet all night with that incredible one-hit and interception a little bit earlier. Another 4-receiver set. They've liked this set all night. Canton showing blitz, another pressure package, broken up. That pass to Devin Lloyd, smacked right at the point of contest by Zachary Hamburger.
He's pulling double duty in our stats truck tonight.
Double duty indeed. Been impressive on and off the field. Another pass to the end zone, broken up again by Joshua Durr. Durr is on Harrison like white on rice. This is just an incredible performance by Joshua Durr, saying, no way, I gave up a couple of big catches here. I'm not giving up the touchdown.
Weston once again had it in his breadbasket. He's got to hold on.
Yeah, Harrison had it right in his numbers, but turnover on downs, and then Scar Patterson is going to kneel this one and take Canton to 1-1 on the season. Huge bounce back game for Canton. And that will indeed wrap it up. Canton with a very impressive victory here over the Pittsburgh Riverhogs here in Canton, Ohio. Big victory, tons of stuff to talk about, takeaways, especially on the Canton side of the ball. Rochelle, what do you think about Canton's performance, this dominant performance tonight against Pittsburgh?
Well, Scar Patterson has seen his better days. I mean, 7 attempts, 4 completions, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. On the other hand, you have Robert Johnson and Logan Lee. What more can I say about them? They had a dominating, impressive night.
Over 300 yards of rushing alone for Robert Johnson and Logan Lee. Just an unbelievably dominant performance on both sides of the ball. Canton can be very happy about their performance tonight and a bounce back game that they desperately needed. Pittsburgh going to 0-2. Expansion team having trouble getting going, but they've got a lot of season ahead of them to try to get back into the swing of things. Canton, though, with an incredible performance. This has been an outstanding game, an outstanding performance for everyone here on the production side as well. For Cameron Irvine in the studio, Ron Haynes, Zachary Hamburger here in the stats truck. For my partner, Rochelle Colston, I am John Warren. This has been a pleasure doing play-by-play for this Saturday night game. Stay tuned. We have more action coming up. And thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again soon.
Good night, everyone.